employment. Now, please understand that the demand of labor, it is basically created by the firms, right? So just see that the supply of labor, this comes from households, but the demand of labor, this is created by firms. And these firms are assumed to be in a perfectly competitive market. So which means that these firms are price takers, which implies that they will not only take the price of the final good, but they will also take the wages as given. So they will not determine the wage. The wage would be determined in the market, where demand equals supply, that is where the wage would be determined. Now, we know that the profit maximization condition of firm, this is where MR is equal to M. See, this is where firms would maximize their profit. Now let's go ahead and check this. So marginal cost, this is given by the cost of producing one additional unit. So now just try and see here. We are saying that the cost of producing one additional unit is given by wage divided by marginal product of labor. To give you an example of this, let's say that when I hire one more labor, he produces 10 units. Okay. And let's say that this labor is paid 100 rupees. So just imagine an additional unit of labor, he produces 10 units. An additional unit of labor is paid 100. So what is the per unit cost that I bear for these extra 10 units? 10 rupees. So additional cost per unit is 10 rupees for these 10 units that I produce, 10 rupees. So the marginal cost, this is wage by marginal product. Now what happens at my equilibrium? At equilibrium, I have marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. So which means that I get this marginal revenue equal to W by MPN. However, if it is a perfectly competitive firm, then I know it has no profit, no loss situation. So no profit, no loss means that marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost is equal to price. So which means price is now equal to W by MPN, right? So because of this, we now know that this is going to give us this condition. If I rewrite it, MPN is equal to W by P. Now just think about this, okay? This is the real wage of the employees. Real wage. This is the marginal product of labor. We are saying that at equilibrium, the marginal product of labor must be equal to the real wage. Like this. Real wages, how much goods can you buy from your wage? So, you know, if my real wage is 20, it means I can buy 20 units of any product. So what I can buy from a product, that is my real wage. And if my real wage is equal to marginal product is what the labor is producing, right? So I'm saying when I hire a new labor, whatever he produces, that is equal to whatever I pay for it. So I will only pay for what he produces and equal to what he produces. If he produces 10 units, I will only pay real wage up to 10 units. So firm will hire up to a point where additional output obtained by hiring one more worker is equal to the real wage paid for hiring that worker. Now just let's go ahead and see this. So this is my marginal product of labor. Usually the marginal product of labor is downward sloping. Why? Because as your labor increases, the additional output that they produce decreases. So imagine this, when I increase my labor from 10 to 11 units, let's say he contributed 12 units. When I will take my labor from 11 to 12 units, he will only contribute 8 units more. When I will take my labor from 12 to 13 units, he will only contribute 7 more units. So the additional units that they will contribute will keep decreasing. There is a reason behind it, and it is called the law of diminishing marginal product. We know about this, right? So that is why marginal product of labor is downward sloping. Now real wage is constant. Why? Because firms are price taker. So we just mentioned that they take W and P as given. So W by P, this is also constant. So firms take this W by P as constant. And wherever this W by P line, it intersects this line, that is where your equilibrium is attained. This is your end star. So your equilibrium is where your marginal product of labor, it is equal to the real wages. That the amount of employees at that point, the amount of labor at that point, that is your equilibrium labor demanded. Supply will come from the household side. Now just think about this. As the real wage will increase, firms will be willing to demand less labor, and we can prove this. How can we prove this? Let's consider this. This is my real wage. This is marginal product of labor. This is the current equilibrium. When your real wage will increase, it will shift upward. Demand for labor will decrease. And it makes sense, right? If firms have to pay more, then firms will hire less labor. Okay. As real wage decreases, firms are willing to supply more labor. Labor demand curve is downward sloping due to the law of diminishing returns.